Mindset by Dr. Carol Dweck. We all know someone from our childhood who had incredible raw talent but absolutely squandered it. This could have been in academics or athletics, but when the slightest hiccup came their way, they gave up. Parents, teachers, coaches, CEOs, and athletes all know mindset is what sets us up for great accomplishments, not natural talent. There are 4 different things relating to mindset that Dr. Carol Dweck discusses in our book. But before that, let's talk about the 2 different types of mindsets. The 2 mindsets. The first and the most important thing to understand about mindset is that there are 2 categories, the fixed mindset and growth mindset. A fixed mindset is the idea that intelligence can't be changed. This sets that person up to try and prove how smart he or she is at every turn. In doing this, they avoid challenges. They are afraid of the embarrassment they will feel if they look bad or fail. This holds them back because as soon as they hit even a minor obstacle, they give up. Take a set of twins, Jack and Jill. Jill has tested as gifted. School comes easy to her. She knows how smart she is. And Jack is of average intelligence. He has to work harder than Jill and knows what it feels like to work for something. He has experience pushing through perceived limitations in order to achieve success. So when a challenge comes Jack's way, he knows exactly how to tackle it. While Jill views challenges as a failure because she's not used to working for things, the fixed mindset does not believe in effort. They see it as pointless because they think they were born with special talents. They also ignore and resent constructive criticism. When confronted with something, they ignore or avoid the problem. When they encounter the success of others, they feel threatened. As a result of the limitations a fixed mindset has, they achieve far less than a growth mindset does. The second category is a growth mindset. The growth mindset believes that intelligence can be changed and developed. If they face a challenge, they don't avoid it, they embrace it. When an obstacle comes their way, they persist in the face of it. They view effort as a path to mastery as opposed to something that questions their self-worth. They view constructive criticism as a way to grow. They accept it and use it to their advantage. If someone around them finds success, they celebrate it and feel inspired to learn from others. The flexible thinking of the growth mindset leads to fulfillment of your ultimate potential. Mindset in sports. Let's take David Peralta as an example. He signed to the Major League Baseball in 2005, but then got injured. Instead of mourning the loss of his dreams, he moved down to another league and worked at a McDonald's to pay the bills in the meantime. Imagine going from a professional athlete to working at a fast food joint. He worked hard for 9 years to find his way back and was signed back to the MLB in 2014. The following year, he did so well he ended up getting a big league promotion. David used his growth mindset to overcome setbacks and reach his full potential. Just like the twin Jill, if things come easy to you, you are more likely to develop a fixed mindset because you haven't had to learn how to cope with setbacks. If you are a natural-born athlete who didn't have to work hard to make the team or prove yourself, it's easier to fall into the fixed mindset. Growth mindset allows athletes to maintaining long-term success by finding success in doing their best in learning and improving, finding setbacks motivating, and taking charge of the process that brought success. Mindset in business. When Microsoft got their new CEO, Satya Nadella, he recognized right away that the culture needed to change. He used growth mindset strategies to change the culture from being rigid and hierarchical and extremely competitive to cooperative and collaborative. He utilized the talents and passions of individuals. This led to a marked increase in talent, ability, and even intelligence. To have a growth mindset in business, train leaders to view skills as learnable and convey the values of learning and perseverance. Confirm that immediate results aren't necessary and praise hard work over innate talent. Give feedback that promotes future success and use managers as a resource for learning. Mindset in relationships. Yes, you can even parlay the growth mindset to relationships. When you inevitably experience pain in a relationship, there are 2 ways to respond. A fixed mindset will consider yourself unlovable and seek revenge. A fixed mindset also allows the emotions to be scarred and prevents new relationships from forming. A fixed mindset might think that a relationship requiring work is simply not meant to be. This mindset also thinks that problems indicate character flaws. So when there is a problem, they assign blame to the partner. But most often, the problem is not the person, but the situation. In relationships, your qualities, your partner's qualities, and the dynamics of the relationship itself may seem fixed, but a growth mindset knows and recognizes that they can be developed. After a breakup, a growth mindset will be understanding and forgiving and will move on. They will acknowledge their hurt and learn from it. A growth mindset knows that all relationships require effort. It recognizes that you can't expect a partner to know what you are thinking without communicating it. And instead of blaming the partner about a problem, a growth mindset understands that when his partner responds negatively to his request for her to take in his dry cleaning, she's not defensive, but maybe she hasn't received acknowledgement for all she did that day. He can see that the problem is not him or his partner, but the situation. After looking at the situation, they find a solution together. A growth mindset knows that both people in the relationship bring different beliefs, skills, and values, and wants to encourage these specific skills within a partnership. Mindset in parenting and teaching. When thinking of the tremendous honor it is to be a parent, the responsibility of this weighs heavily. The way kids think about themselves is based directly on what they hear from the parents and teachers in their lives. How a child views himself directly influences their development. In every interaction with kids, ask yourself, am I communicating a fixed mindset? Am I treating their behavior as though it is a permanent trait? Am I judging them? Or am I helping to pass along a growth mindset? Are you asking how to help develop them as a person? Are you interested in their development? One very common mistake parents make is in praising children's intelligence. For example, you might say, "You got 100% on the exam. You are a genius," which seems like a harmless statement, but what the child hears is if they don't get 100% on their next exam, they won't be a genius. So instead, we should praise the effort, not the talent. For example, you could say, "I see you got 100% on that exam. You studied really hard and improved your knowledge in that subject area." The passion doesn't have to leave the compliment. Let's say Todd began playing chess in the 6th grade. His peers had all been playing since the 3rd grade. He practiced hard, got to be pretty good, went to his first competition, and was out after the first round. He was upset. As his parent, you could say, "You are the best." But that's insincere because it's obviously not true. If you tell him that he's the best, he won't try to improve. You could also say, "You were robbed. Those judges were blind." This will teach Todd to blame others and not take responsibility. You could also say, "Don't worry, chess isn't important anyway." This kind of comment might devalue something Todd really loves. You could also say, "You have the ability and will learn." This promotes the false idea that ability won't always take you where you want to be. Or you could say, "You didn't deserve to win." Can you believe that this is the healthiest response for Todd? It tells him that he didn't deserve it this time. The others had been practicing and working for many years, way longer than him. And this awareness will help him cultivate his growth mindset. You can also follow it up with, "I know how you feel and it's disappointing. You haven't earned it yet, but do you want to? Here's how you can work for it." So how do you change a mindset? Taking everything we learned about growth mindset, you may be asking yourself, how do I find a growth mindset? The first step is in knowing about it. When you know what the growth mindset is, you recognize it when you are persevering, but you also recognize when you are resisting to something or showing a fixed mindset. Taking those moments of mixed mindset and actively turning them to growth opportunities, allowing you to practice strategies from it, will help you change your mindset. Also, There is an interactive program called Brainology that will help you train your brain in the art of growth mindset. I'll leave the link in the description.